My name is Edinam Dzramedo, and I'm currently the Executive Associate to the UN Resident Coordinator in Ghana. The United Nations needs no introduction, but what I can say basically is that we are the global organ of ensuring peace and development all around the globe. In Ghana, the RC's office is mainly focused on coordinating the work of the agencies, the UN agency presence in the country to ensure achievement or attainment, holistic attainment of the 17 SDG goals for all nations globally. I have spent the last 12 to 13 years providing strategic support to high-level executives in some very well-known institutions in the country. And currently, yes, I'm providing such strategic support to the UN Resident Coordinator. It's been quite a journey getting here. I didn't start off wanting to do this, but chance, I would say, threw me into this kind of role. I started with the National Investment Bank as a national service personnel and was given a contract after to be a relationship manager. And from there, I began to love administration, and so I charted this path in administration. But the whole time I knew that there was something about international relations, international law, diplomacy that I wanted to delve into. So while I took this career path, I also got training in that path as well. So I did my undergraduate degree and then I went on to do a master's in international relations, and currently I should be done with another master's in international law by close of business. That's exciting. I believe this job has given me an opportunity to blend these skills that I had already obtained and the training that I had picked up from school. Safe to say that COVID threw us all into a frenzy, and I think that one of the biggest lessons we've learned from that period is adaptability. That in every professional setting, each professional needs to understand the value of adaptability. In addition to that, we see the emergence and development of AI technology, and that means that we all have to learn to adapt to remain relevant in our spaces. Some time ago, it was predicted that the role of the executive associate or the role of the executive assistant may become dormant as a result of the development of AI, but I see that with adaptability, you can remain relevant because there's such strategic support that high-level executives cannot get without the role of the executive assistant. International development, international peace, security issues, I think that, again, how it would evolve would have to do with AI technology. We're seeing so much development in this space, how that so many roles are being defined by this, and the world is currently ruled by data, and an institution like the UN globally uses data to do its work. And so I see this space moving more towards developments in the AI technology, more generative than ever. So I see that this industry would be defined in the next few years by these developments in various spaces. With diplomacy, things are going to get sharper and finer. Negotiations are going to get easier. It would be easier to run developmental projects with such technologies. It's easier to do monitoring and evaluation because data analysis is more refined and made easier by the growth of AI technology. I'll come back again to adaptability. How able are you to adapt in the space you find yourself? And with particular relation to providing strategic assistance to high-level executives. Every executive is different. How able are you to adapt to an executive's goals, vision. And most of us just feel like this is the major, administrative stuff, sending across communication and all of that. But no, it is strategic in the sense that you need to understand what your executive seeks to achieve in his or her role. And you need to adapt the assistance or the strategic assistance that you give to the executive in this regard. And so one of the most important skills, I believe, would be adaptability. And in adaptability are the ideals of delivering value. You should be able to adapt, but the level of value proposition should be the same or even higher. Should have integrity. So adaptability, it's one big umbrella that involves all of these ideas, from delivering high-level value to just being a person of integrity, so that once you deliver work, that work can be trusted. Common misconceptions about my job. When I started this role, I felt, right? But I've come to learn over the period that this role is actually the best opportunity you have to learn, especially on the job, because you're learning, picking up skills and traits, understanding high-level executives from where they sit. Like, you're sitting with them in meetings, you're understanding the focus of projects, and I don't think there's any better opportunity to learn on the job. For me, it's been the best opportunity, coming from a place where I have professional training here, and then wanting to merge this with my educational background, with my training. This has been the best opportunity. A wise man once said, how you're doing what you're doing today is how you do what you do tomorrow. And another thing I've learned is that there's no knowledge that is useless. And so I find that how I tackle what I do today is a real testament of how, if I get better opportunities tomorrow, I would take up those opportunities. I remember while doing my national service that I was one of the very few people in the bank who got the opportunity to write real credit reports. At the beginning, I felt like, I'm just a national service person. You guys shouldn't be burdening me with this kind of work. But then I realized later that that experience writing reports has honed my writing skills, and those skills have given me access to opportunities that probably wouldn't be available to people that I started with, in all humility. So how does recruitment in the United Nations differ from others? Because the United Nations is a global institution, most of our recruitments are not completed in country. Though maybe the process may be started in country, you may submit CVs to an agency in the country, but usually UNON, which is the United Nations office in Nairobi, is the body that finalizes the recruitment process. In my current role, like I said, I'm providing assistance to the resident coordinator of the UN in Ghana. And the resident coordinator coordinates the UN presence in Ghana. And so that means that as executive associate, you have to deal with the country reps of over 58 agencies and affiliates. And that's a lot to deal with. Now, while you deal with all of these people, it's important to remember the focus of the resident coordinator, because hey, it's a whole country and every country is different. There are 17 SDGs, and for each country there are focal points. And so ensuring that in all of our engagements we are aligned towards the goal of the resident coordinator and the UN in Ghana. So the biggest challenge is ensuring that with all the ideas that come with everybody, we're able to develop everything into a big idea with synergy across all the goals. And that's very important, that's very strategic. Sometimes it's easy to lose focus of that because there's so many requests, so many people wanting access to the resident coordinator, so many people wanting to partner with the UN in Ghana. But with that focus in view, I think that challenge of bringing a synergy is solved. I I think I'll be more bold to take opportunities. Looking back, there were several opportunities that I shied away from because I felt I'm not there yet. I was discussing with a friend how that a lot of the time we set out on a project and feel like it's a Herculean task, and then get to the middle of it and say, wow, I had it in me the whole time. And so if I would look back at my career and want to change anything, that would be being more brave and telling myself, hey, you can do this, and taking up opportunities. It's a thing in Ghana, in this part of the world, in Africa, that we shy away from opportunities because we think that it is more humble to do so. But the more humility is in acknowledging the strengths that reside in you and using those strengths to solve problems around you. So yes, I'll take more opportunities. I'm really excited about the opportunity of exploring diplomacy and the world of international development. Not just because, well, when I started this, I thought, this is nice, diplomacy. But then getting into the thick of it, I realized that this is more than just the prestigious stuff. This is helping lives. This is solving problems. This is bringing the world to a state where each and every one of us lives in honor. And I think that along these lines, those are the things I'm most excited about in the future of my career. I'm thinking, who's the next high-level executive that I'm going to provide that strategic assistance to and help change the world? That's quite exciting.